Hi everyone, I am back. It's been a long time, admittedly. It has been probably close on 6 months, and before that it was also 6 months between my last video and the one before that, but we are back. There has been a lot of change in my life. I no longer live in Cork. We are living in Amsterdam. The dream has become a reality. I'll update you like throughout the vlog. This is just going to be a quick vlog of like my weekend. It's the end of midterm, so just a couple of days off left before I go back to work. My hall's there as well. Alright.
What?
Nothing. Actually, I'm going to take the hat off for a second. We are heading into the city now to get some dinner and go to the cinema. It's Friday night, so we are going to see something flower moon or something like that. I don't know what it's called. Michal will put in the movie here. I don't know, it's got Leonardo DiCaprio in it, and Michal is forcing me to go and see this movie, which is 3 hours and 26 minutes long. Like, that's basically a full work day. Like, it starts at 7:30 and it ends at 11:10. That's more than 3 hours and 26 minutes. I also just read in the comment section on Instagram, I didn't tell you this, but I just read in the comment section on Instagram, the movie was underwhelming, not as good as it was made out to be. Make sure you read up on the story beforehand so you don't get confused. Now, I'm someone who gets confused with the most basic of movies, so like, probably going to be a bit of a nightmare, but hopefully it will be good. If all else fails, at least we're getting dinner. Michal got a new jacket.
This looks so big.
It's absolutely pouring rain outside and we have to cycle to the bus stop. My bike wheel is punctured, so Michal is going to be my saviour and pump it up for me. Focus please. The back wheel of my bike, we think punctured because we just tried to, well, Michal just tried to. I held the wheel up and Michal just and Michal tried to pump it up and it wouldn't work, but we didn't have that much time. We are now walking to the bus station in the lovely Dutch weather. It's like a 15-minute walk, which is a trek.
To be fair, like, how much did you pay? 50 euro?
65.
Or first of all, it's definitely a stolen bike.
I didn't steal it.
Well, like, there's no proof that it was, but like, you know, the guy who gave it was so shady, wasn't he?
Well, like, that's normal over here. I'm not like a criminal, like. People steal bikes and sell them on, but like, I wouldn't be able to find out whether it's stolen or not. Like, you can just rent a bike monthly for 20 euro and they then will deal with it if it breaks, but like, I just didn't see the point in spending 20 euro a month when I could just spend like 50 euro up front and have one forever. But now 2 of my bikes have broken, so Leon thinks he's the main character of a movie right now. Yeah. You look like you were pondering. That was absolutely scrumptious, wasn't it?
It was lovely, yeah.
Yeah, delicious. We're going to the cinema now. I feel like every single Amsterdam vlog we go to this cinema, but we actually don't go that often. It's just every time we went I vlogged it. Like, this is our first time going since we've moved, and we moved over 3 months ago. Michal is gone. Mihal's gone to the shop because we want more food and we don't want to pay for it here. We got a popcorn and a drink with our ticket, but our ticket was 21 euro, so like, we'd want to be getting a popcorn and a drink with the ticket for that price. This place is in a load of my vlogs already, so I'm not really that bothered vlogging that much of it, but if you're in Amsterdam and you're into cinema, it's really nice. It's called Pathé Tuschinski Royal Theatre. It's called the Royal Theatre Tuschinski. It's owned by Pathé Cinema. There's one big screen, which is where we are now, and then they have a number of smaller screens. If you're coming, go to the big screen. Like, usually the most popular movie is on in the big screen. We are out of the movie. It's officially the longest movie I've ever watched in my entire life.
I think it's longer than The Irishman, or else it's the exact same.
3.5 hours long. Can't remember the name of it. What was it again?
Flowers of the
Killer Moon or something. I don't know. It was good. I enjoyed it. Good cast. Probably could have been 2.5 instead of 3.5.
They could have, or else if they just like split it up or something, as in like, give us a break for 5 minutes so we can go to the bathroom.
An interval, yeah. I enjoyed it. And we had a really nice night, so no regrets. Oh my god, trying to find an angle that makes me look nice. Yes, there is a bit of a double chin situation going on, but we're just gonna move. I'm gonna just give it a life update. Me and Michal moved in July. It is now the 28th of October, so we moved over 3 months ago now at this stage. We moved to Amstelveen, which is where we lived before actually. So if anybody used to watch my vlogs in like summer of 2022, we lived in Amsterdam or Amstelveen then as well. So we've moved back to the same town. Love it here, love Amstelveen. Depends what you're looking for, whether you like it or not, being honest. Like, if you go out drinking or like partying a couple of times a week, it's probably not ideal because it is quite a long cycle. We drove over. When Micheál drove over, I sat in the passenger seat. Micheál drove his car over, which was very tedious. It took a long time. We got the ferry from Rosslare to Cherbourg in France, and then we drove from Cherbourg in France to Amsterdam with one like overnight pit stop. For like a full vlog on that, Micheál actually has a video on his channel, which is another life update, because the last time I put up a video, I don't think Micheál had any social media. Micheál now does social media. He has his own channels. He's a gaming channel. He has his own personal vlogging channel, so check that out. The reason we did that was because where I'm living and where I'm working are actually quite far away. So I work in Haarlem, which is the next city along essentially, but on public transport it takes like an hour and a half to get to my workplace. So we decided we'd bring the car, because we have a parking space, so we decided we'd bring the car and I would drive to work every day. That has not worked out. We did bring the car. Every car has a logbook. I'm sure most people know that. We didn't bring the logbook, so that was mistake number one. So there was big issues getting the car registered. We have the logbook now, but we are not going to get the car registered because I am actually leaving my job, which brings me on to the next kind of life update part of the vlog. I did my degree in teaching, so I am a qualified secondary school teacher, and PE and Irish are my subjects. I'm just, well, not just graduated, but I finished the degree in May 2023. I graduated last week. I took a job in Haarlem in a secondary school. It's an international school, obviously, because I don't speak Dutch. So I got that job in June, and I was delighted because, you know, it was a proper job and it was kind of getting me over here. You know, we were able to get the apartment essentially because I had a job contract. I think throughout my degree, if you were in college with me or if you were on placement with me also last year, I think people kind of probably know that I was never really 100% on teaching. There was always just a question mark there really about whether I actually liked it or not. I did a full year's placement last year in my old secondary school, so I was living and working basically in the same place. It was difficult, I'm not gonna lie. Like, it was a hard year. It was an amazing year in other ways. Like, I met really nice people. I've met like friends for life on placement last year, but I did always kind of struggle a little bit with the teaching and whether or not I liked it. I was supposed to just come here and not teach because I was like, no, I don't want to do it. I don't want the stress. I'm not sure. But then I think I just got wrapped up in the whole like, oh my god, I got a job and it's, you know, a salary, and you know, I'll have my teacher's holidays and I love it when I'm getting paid for it. And that sounds so shallow, but like, I thought that because I wasn't going to be doing college work and lesson plans and inspections that I might like it a bit more. Yeah, that's not the case. That was not the case, unfortunately. So I feel like since we've moved in July, it's been like simultaneously like the best and the worst period of my life, which sounds very dramatic, but I started work, so it's the end of October now. I started work at the start of September. I think I knew within 1 or 2 weeks that I was not happy there. There was just something that felt wrong. I didn't enjoy it. I was really anxious going into work every day, and then as the weeks progressed, my mental health honestly just took a plummet. Like, and I would consider myself quite a strong person. Like, obviously we all struggle, but I feel like it does take quite a lot to knock me down. But oh my god, was I knocked down. I think you can probably even hear it in my voice. Like, I'm getting upset talking about it because it was just, it was a really difficult couple of weeks, which is just so dramatic. It's like you were just teaching, like it's not that deep, but there was just something fundamentally wrong with it. Like, I just knew in my head, I was like, this is wrong. Like, it's not even the stress anymore, it just feels wrong, and I was just totally miserable, to be honest. And it was nothing to do with my workplace or my colleagues. Like, I'm in an amazing school with amazing colleagues, but it was just something in me that I was like, this is so wrong. It's making me so anxious, like it's really affecting me. So I did make the decision then a couple of weeks ago. I was going to try and just stick it out because, you know, it's a stable job. I am new, so I was like, it's probably something to do with me being new. But then I was also like, I did know this pretty much throughout the duration of my degree, that this is probably not my calling, but I kind of just repressed that, I think. So I was going to try and stick it out and be like, it will get better, it will get better. And I did that for a few weeks, and then I am on midterm now. I think the week before I got the midterm, I kind of just cracked, to be honest. On that day, I just resigned. Again, like, I'm not naming the school or anything, but like, the school that I'm working in is amazing with amazing colleagues, and I'm sure no one is going to see that from there anyway. Anyone who follows me is Irish. So I resigned, and they were really nice about it. I still have to work there until the Christmas holidays, just with how the timing and stuff worked out and the notice periods. It just makes more sense for me to work until the Christmas holidays. Not gonna lie, like it's been on the back of my mind for the whole of the midterm. I'm like, oh my god, like I have to go back. You know, it's not something I'm looking forward to be completely honest, but it's something I have to do. I'm trying to like look at the positives, you know, I'll get my experience and like at least I'll be getting paid and I'm not stressing about paying rent and stuff like that. But so I have 7 weeks of teaching left and then I am leaving teaching. I don't know if it's for good, probably, but maybe not. You know, I might go back to it in a few years if I'm in a better headspace, but at the moment I'm just not in the headspace to be a teacher. Like it's just making me really sick. I've lost weight. Not a lot of weight, but you know, I've lost weight and it may be down to the fact that I'm exercising more, but I actually think it's down to the stress. The last time I lost weight this quickly and suddenly was when I was doing my leaving cert and I was really stressed and I got like much thinner all of a sudden, and that has happened to me like last week, that I just kind of like got thinner, and it's because I'm so stressed. I'm looking into a few different things. I've, you know, interviewed for different jobs. Obviously I need to get another job because I still have to pay my rent to live here, and I love it here. Like I love it. I love where I am. I love where I live. I love Amsterdam. I love the Netherlands. But it got to the stage where I was like, if I had a choice of continue working in this job and stay here or quit and move home, I would just move home because I just was that miserable there. I think Micheál and I are probably going to have to move home to Cork again next September because I want to study something else. I want to try and do like a master's or a HDip or something in something else so that I have a qualification in something else, because while it's amazing to have a degree, like I have a Bachelor of Education which is very much limited to education, and I don't think I want to work in education. So yeah, I'm looking into like tech stuff. I was looking into aviation as well. I really like aviation, so I was looking into a few opportunities there, but honestly I have no idea what the future holds. Micheál is also looking into going back to college. He's looked at a few courses, so realistically we probably will have to move back next September. It's definitely not something Micheál wants to do. It's something I don't mind. I don't mind, but it's like not something I want to do necessarily. But if we were to stay here and study, we wouldn't be able to afford the rent, because if you're studying, you're not working. Well, you're working part-time, which isn't going to earn you enough money to pay rent. We're just loving life here. Love it over here. I joined the ladies football club. I'm not a footballer at all. I'm a camogie player, but I joined the ladies football club. We played a tournament a couple of weeks ago. It was so much fun. We've been kind of just exploring, you know, going to the cinema, going for dinner, stuff like that like we did last night. Christmas is coming up, so I'm not sure how I feel about it because I am going to be working, so I don't know if I'm going to even enjoy it that much, but I'm hoping I can enjoy the Christmas period here. But yeah, I'm going to try and like start this channel up again. I think as a teacher it's very hard to have social media because you're just afraid of the students finding it, which they have, to be honest. Like I know my students from last year found all my vlogs and I survived, but like still, it's not ideal. I think Micheál is going to teach me how to edit so that he doesn't have to do all the editing, because he edits all of these. He's literally edited every single one of my vlogs, so it's about time I learned how to do it myself, in fairness. We can do like a sit down video about how we got here, because it's actually quite a difficult country to move to because the accommodation crisis is so bad. That's my life update. Anyways, I don't know what we're doing for the rest of the day. I have to prep schoolwork because I am teaching for the next 7 weeks, so I have to start prepping. So I've been putting that off because I'm so anxious about it, but I'm going to just have to do it today. Okay, we haven't done anything all day.
That's bollocks. I ran.
Okay.
And I'm studying.
Micheál has obviously accomplished stuff with his day. Do you mind? To be honest, I'm just dreading going to school on Monday so much. It's basically paralysing me from doing fucking anything. Finally decided to do something productive and I'm going to cook dinner. Now, I'm going to call it a carbonara. Look, it's not a carbonara. It's not going to be authentically Italian. So if you're Italian and you're going to cry about it, don't bother. Just click off now, okay? I'm calling it a carbonara because I don't know what else to call it. Found the recipe on TikTok. I've made it a few times. Sometimes it goes well, sometimes it doesn't. I'm going to make it with spaghetti. Ingredients you need are eggs, Parmesan cheese, a bit of garlic, whatever kind of seasonings you want, generally pepper. I have not got the traditional ham thing that you usually use in carbonara, but we got some cheap alternative because times are tough and groceries here are extortionately expensive. Spaghetti is in the pot waiting for the water. This is the ham. I think it's ham. Honestly, I have no idea. Like, I mean, it looks like ham. It's in Dutch, I don't know. So I'm gonna just fry that up in the pan. Butter and throw the ham in. I'm going to fry that up. So I'm leave that fry away. Providing another disclaimer, I know I'm doing everything backwards, but honestly once it tastes good I don't really care. So while that's frying, I'll make my like mixture thing. So basically what it is I use 2 egg yolks, 1 egg, and then some Parmesan cheese. Mix it together, like whisk it together. Bit of pepper. You just mix that with your pasta and it's pretty much as easy as that. I have no idea what I'm talking about. Oh, it's looking very fatty. These are again the cheapest eggs that I could find because we are on a budget. That is why they're white. They're Dutch eggs. They're not as nice as Irish eggs. Dutch food in general, and I'm generalising, but in general Dutch food is not as nice as Irish food. If you are still living in Ireland, appreciate the like big Duns and Tesco and Lidl that we have, because it just doesn't have, there's not the same variety over here of like stuff in the supermarkets. Like you can't get some things here unless you go to like an expat shop, which we don't do. This is where we're at. We have the cheese and the egg in here, so now I'm going to whisk it. Thought I had a whisk and I don't, but we'll improvise with a fork. This is what I mean about the amount of fat in the ham, so I'm going to have to get rid of some of that. And then we have our spaghetti cooking over here. Okay, so I'm just putting the spaghetti into the pan now. Okay, I'm not really sure if ow! The sizzling I feel like isn't supposed to happen. This is our current situation. We have our carbonara mix here, mixing up the spaghetti here. I'm going to like gradually now add this into the pan, and then you just basically mix it all together, and then you top it with whatever you want, Parmesan, a bit more cheese or whatever, and then you serve it up. Doesn't look that appetizing, but this is the finished product. Have you tasted it yet?
No.
Okay, will you do a taste test?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
It's lovely. Really nice.
That's my old one. If anyone makes this, it's not my recipe, so don't blame me if it's not nice. Okay, whoa, that is bright. That is really, really bright. So it is actually a full 24 hours later. I did intend on vlogging today because we were going to go into the city. It's Sunday, so I am back to school tomorrow. Don't mention it, but I'm back to school in the morning. We were going to do something today, but then we had a little bit of a scare, as ye may or may not know. Michal is a cancer survivor, so it still kind of comes up every now and again, and we had a little bit of a scare earlier where Michal found a lump in the same area that he had cancer in. He realized when he was just after coming back from his run, and as soon as he found it, he showed it to me. We had a look at it, and it was kind of just panic station from there, to be honest. If you or a loved one have ever experienced cancer or anything like that, I think you'll understand. Your brain does just kind of jump to the worst case scenario straight away when something like this happens, and that is what happened to both of us. As soon as he said it and as soon as I saw it, I literally felt my body go into shock. Like I felt the pressure like come on me. I actually nearly fainted. Trying to find an appointment was stressful enough because we're in a different country, obviously, and we don't have a GP because we honestly just will put our hands up. We just haven't sorted that out yet, which we are going to now do tomorrow. But there's an emergency doctor near us, so we rang them and they gave us an appointment. So we rang at like 10, well, we all rang at like 1:10, and they gave us the appointment for 2 o'clock. It is, thank God, nothing to worry about. It was just, the doctor said it was just acne. In our defense, it didn't look like acne. This is what happens when you have been sick before, or when your loved one has been sick before. Immediately when something is wrong, your head just jumps the worst case scenario. Like, it's very, very difficult to deal with and to like keep your head and not panic when something like that happens. And we both did panic. I should have been the logical one there in that situation, you know, and I should have recognized that we should maybe discount all of these other things before we jump straight into, oh my god, it could be a cancerous lump. But I didn't, because I'm a panicker, and Michal didn't, because obviously like he has his own trauma and stuff to do with that, so he didn't either. So that's what happened. That is how we spent our day. But it is always better to be safe than sorry, and I have no regrets. I'm actually going to just close the vlog off here because it's the weekend is over. This was supposed to be a weekend in my life, but I did nothing except the cinema on Friday. I actually have not done anything yesterday or today. Stay tuned for more. Next video will hopefully be a bit of a more exciting vlog. Not sure what the vlog will be. Hopefully it will be next weekend. We'll do something fun. Realistically, there's no point in me vlogging during the week because I work all day and then come home and eat dinner and go to bed and work again the next day. But yeah, that is the end of this video. If you enjoyed, please give it a like, please subscribe, please share it with